Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. This is an episode of Your Best French Life. That's the the working title of this podcast series. I am Daniel Tostado, a French immigration attorney here in France, and you two are basically the opposite of me. And that you have left France and you've gone over to the United States. Exactly. I'm an American that's transplanted here in France. So I feel like we're going to have a good, robust conversation today because I think there's a good croisement of my experiences and your experiences and how they can mirror each other.
Thank you so much for having us today.
I appreciate it.
So you two are content creators. I think we could kind of start with mapping out your pathway. What brought you over to the US?
So we have been knowing each other since the age of 12. We played soccer together here in Paris. And we were playing together against each other. And one day we decided to move abroad together at the same time, but not in the same spot, not in the same university, because it's very hard. We have like probably thousands and thousands of universities in the US, so it's hard to end up in the same one.
Yeah.
But we had that same dream. We couldn't make it pro here in France, so we had to make a decision and either try to keep playing here or move abroad and do our studies and keep living our dream. And that's how we ended up in the US. I ended up first in Mississippi and him in Ohio. So that's
sexy places.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That's how we started abroad and how that happened.
Excellent. Now, did you end up making it professional soccer?
No.
Even on the US side, we're not known for our soccer.
No, but some teams are.
Oh, we didn't even make it there.
we just went to study, to have fun, and now
the college experience was too much fun to have a goal of becoming professional. College campuses, all that. As a Frenchman,
I mean, that's I think one of the first major cultural differences coming to the United States is just how ridiculous the U.S. college experience can be. I was at Notre Dame, which of course has its own mascot. It has 3 different colors. Yeah, exactly, Indiana, right next to Ohio. Gold and blue and white, and then sometimes green because we're the Fighting Irish. And then my dorm had its own colors, red and black. Like every level, there was a college experience.
It was not that cool for us.
I was going to say, I was nothing near a Notre Dame experience. It was 800 students at my first school, so...
I had a bit more. I was in Jackson, Mississippi, in a small G2, but Alex as well in a small G2, so it's not as the same experience as a D1, but it was pretty cool.
We had to go to church every week. Yeah, that was in Notre Dame. I mean, Notre Dame is actually...
It's Catholic.
Yeah, Catholic
so
school.
There was mass in the dormitories. So that's Catholic experience.
Okay,
got it. And so then you did college. Was there a moment of like, what's going to happen next? Because it took a while for your social media stuff to take off.
Or
maybe it didn't. I'll let you correct me.
It happened during the pandemic.
Yeah.
We had to make a choice because the borders were closed. So we either had to go back to France and stay in France for a little bit, or stay in the US and just try to make something for our life at that moment. So we were like, let's go on vacation together. Out of everyone that we knew back in the US, we were the only 2 that stayed in the US. So we decided to book a flight, book an Airbnb, and be together and travel a little bit while being cautious of the virus. But we started to make videos and it worked pretty well.
That's the only thing people were doing during the pandemic. On your phone, watching videos,
playing ping pong through the window with the neighbors.
We did see that as well. But it's, it all came from the US government that decided to shut the borders. Either you stay home or you stay here.
France as well.
With the risk of not being able to come back, which is kind of the reason why we stayed, filmed videos, and it kind of took off pretty fast. I think within a couple weeks, we started posting almost every day, building an audience of tens of thousands of people. And like not many people back in the days in 2020 were teaching French on TikTok or short format. So
we were the first ones to do it.
I would never claim we were the first ones.
I'm claiming that.
But I think we were the first ones.
We were among the first ones.
At least on TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay. On the French side, it was the opposite of that. It was a choice point for a lot of people to say, I should go home during COVID. Where is home? And for me, it was home was here, so I kind of buckled down here. And then I guess you didn't live that experience, but here in Paris, we were like clapping at 8 p.m. every night for the people after like a month and a half. And then we stopped clapping for...
We're in Charleston, South Carolina.
It was very different for us.
No clapping. Everybody was out on the streets.
Yeah, because people spread out. It's not the same urban density. And so then that was kind of your choice point to then say, okay, we'll stick around to the US and we'll...
So at this point, we still had to finish our master's degrees. So
you both have masters?
Yeah, so we
Sports. Thank you, soccer.
What's your master's in?
Mine is in leadership and communications. And
I have an MBA.
Get it?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. So we had to finish our masters, but at the same time we were still creating content.
Yeah.
And whenever we were done with that, we started to get into our visa, and so we now have a O1 visa, and that's when we were able to actually make this our career.
Yeah.
Because you can get paid as an F1 student, right? I don't know how it's like in France as a student, but in the US, if you're an F1 student, it's completely illegal to get paid unless you're on OPT, which is kind of an extension of a visa if you want to look for a job or get an internship after your studies. So yeah, the easy route for us is to do the O1, which in the US is known as the extraordinary talent. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when Melania got it, they were calling it the Einstein visa. Now it's known as the Melania visa. So you're on the,
there you go. Whatever people want to call it, but it's a great visa because it's allowing us to travel a lot, while being able to work in the US, and that's something that's for peace of mind is good. Let's say we have to go to France for work, we go to France for work. If we have to go to the US, stay for 2 or 3 days, it's a very accessible, very easy visa to have. You don't stay like 30 minutes at the border or anything.
And it could put you on track in theory for citizenship on the US side?
That's a great question.
Yes, for the green card first.
For the green card.
Yeah, for permanent residency, and then, okay, that's good. Because it sounds similar to, on the French side, there's the Talent Passport International Renown.
Okay.
And that's for a person that's either nationally or internationally renowned in arts, in what have you. And you would both qualify for it here on the French side.
If we ever need a visa to go to France.
Thank you.
It's good to know.
I'll give you my card later on.
Thank you.
Although at one point I do want to test your aptitude for French naturalization, and there's already one grounds for which I know that you would not currently qualify for citizenship.
No.
So that's a spoiler. So that's the anticipate and build. We'll get to that later. Okay, great. And then now you're just full-on adults living in America.
Yes.
On like this long-term good quality visa, and you're not in the same city. So you're in New Orleans.
Yes.
You're in LA.
Yeah.
Why do you like New Orleans? What are you doing down there?
So I've done my studies all around the South, first in Mississippi and then in Mobile, Alabama. So my girlfriend is actually from Louisiana, from Lafayette, and we ended up going to New Orleans together. I might be moving soon, so I don't know exactly where. I want to be closer to the ocean. But so far I do like New Orleans. There's that little French flair to it a bit. It's the Frenchest city in the
that's
West.
the reason why you're there.
I mean, it's pretty nice. It feels cozy. It feels great. I'm good there for now, but I will be moving soon.
I would say historically it was the French-speaking, part of America.
Yeah.
I don't know nowadays if it's actually that French-speaking.
They do have Cajun French.
Yeah.
It's not really French, and they have some French words all around the city. They want to feel like they're French, but they're not really. So it sounds familiar sometimes, and the street names are familiar, but it's only English speakers.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, I've seen sometimes when the American politicians try to do their best to speak French, and there was a John Kerry who was Secretary of State under Obama. At one point, was trying to say "Laissez les bon temps rouler," and I know I think that might be a slogan.
That's what they say. That's what they say every time for Mardi Gras.
Yeah,
that's what they say because it's kind of like let's have fun.
Yeah, it's like a word for word of "let the good times roll."
Perfect. That's exactly.
That's a funny translation if you think in like French from France. Like, you would never say that.
You would never say that. No. So there's nice sun. I'm from San Diego, California, so there's nice sun.
It's not too far from me.
Surf. Yeah, and unlike LA, there's free parking at the beach, and there's less smog because it's called Smog Angeles for San Diegans.
I live in Orange County,
so I'm
not LA County, so free parking too, huh?
Why don't you move to San Diego?
No, I don't know. It's my girlfriend. I don't know. She's happy in Newport Beach area, so that's where we are. Yeah, we've been there for 2 years. Before that, I was in DC, in Wisconsin. Before then, back to what Tom was saying, Ohio. We just get tired of the cold and move west and pay higher taxes. So
then I guess the important question is: do your girlfriends speak French?
No. No.
She doesn't speak French. She'll pull some sentences, but she's not going to hold like an entire conversation.
Should we call them out? Should we tell them on camera that they need to start learning French?
No,
please do.
She's a doctor, so neither she's busy doing stuff. So
voilà.
One day you'll learn. I believe in you.
No, I married of all things a German person, so I live here with my German wife.
Do you speak German?
I've had to acquire it, because there's that.
Fluently?
Well, I'd say B1 German.
Okay, cool. That's great.
Because we do weekend trips in Germany, and for the first little while, I would get there and I'd say I was like a baby because I didn't know what they were saying to me, but they loved me and they were feeding me well. So
that's all you need.
It's a good life. And then au fur et à mesure, I was able to pick up that German to start getting enough of what's going on. And then I've got a 1-year-old, and so thank you very much. I would show the photo, but I think for purposes of the internet, I'll show it to you later. He's got a father tongue of English, a mother tongue of German, and then he's going to learn French and English and all that.
Perfect.
So there'll be a lot of
yeah, a lot of beautiful language, a lot of stuff swirling around in the head. But I think for a relationship to be as solid as it can be, learning their partner's language is a good thing.
Yeah.
French is a doable language to learn.
I agree.
Compared to Icelandic, compared to Arabic or Russian or what have you.
It's complicated.
And it's everywhere in America. Like, we think that it's not, and then we realize that every word, you did a video about this actually, like 21,000 words that are French that you can realize in a minute, like constitution, constitution, you know, like
exactly.
the right there, declaration, déclaration.
We have so many words that are the same, just different accent, and if you realize it,
with ION.
and especially with we teach French also on the side, and every time, most of the time, our members are saying, "How do you say that?" Most of the time, it's like same.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Our jobs are kind of related because we prepare a lot of Americans to move to France through our French club.
Yeah.
So we teach like a lot of classes. We have certified teachers. We have an AI that kind of help them, practice with my voice so they feel like they're talking to me.
Yeah.
We do like a lot of events in the US. So we have a lot of people that are preparing themselves to make the big move, to move to France.
Very nice.
That's good, yeah. And how big is your French club? How many people are in it?
We have about 500 members.
Yeah. Okay.
And we have classes every day except on Monday.
Okay.
We work with waves of students, so we always welcome new students into new waves because there's always new student coming in. It just becomes messy.
Yeah.
So very confusing for people.
So like a class.
Yeah.
Speak.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, kind of.
To make sure that we onboard people that are A1, then A2, B1, B2, to make sure that they start from where they need to start to take them wherever they want to be. So it's been a fun part of AT Frenchies outside of making funny videos about pronunciation and or having a good time with David or Macron, who knows.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, amongst all the various people you've interviewed, there's been, Trudeau, Oscar the Grouch.
Yes.
Cookie Monster.
Yeah, Cookie Monster.
So sorry. Yeah.
No, you're good. That was a fun
Trudeau, Macron. You've had some David Guetta. Yeah, you've had some. Who's been the coolest one you've Who's been the coolest one that you've chatted with, right in the current moment?
Honestly,
I'm not getting it.
Almost everybody. I would not pick one person in particular because we always had like great energy from everyone we talked to. So it's amazing. Obviously, it's very different whenever you. Whenever you have the chance to speak with the president of your country, it's always special.
Yeah.
So that's for sure. And also we had the collaboration with PSG. So all the players from the club. I mean, it's our club. It's the one that we've been supporting since I can even remember.
And you're footballers, so it's like extra important for you.
Very special for us. So those two are probably like a little bit above.
For because one of those things they did with Macron was the Ver de Ver one. I've always thought, because there's a town where they did the Olympic competition for kayaking was in the town of Ver-sur-Marne.
Okay.
So that's one extra Ver that could exist if you're like, okay, what is those,
we could add it to the list.
The green worm that comes from there.
Exactly.
There would be an extra level to it.
Thank you for letting us know.
Great. So let's do a little thing. Let's
do the game.
Yeah. let's pull this out. So I'm going to show you a couple of.
Oh my God! I'm gonna be so bad.
No. There's one that's more of a test, and that's one more that's just asking about the cultural side of things. So you're French. You're living in America.
Yes.
You're dealing with a lot of baggage that the Americans have of you. They think that French is X.
Yeah.
They've got a preconceived notion. It's really far from what you are. Usually, would you agree with that?
Definitely.
It depends.
You think so?
It depends. I mean, we'll see.
Okay, yeah. So I've got 5 little video clips. We won't play more than like 30 seconds at a time with them, of what my grandparents think the French are, what my parents think the French are, and what my generation would have thought the French are. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
All right. So here we go. Hey, phone.
Tell me, do you have a ring?
I do not know what a ring is.
It's Inspector Clouseau. Do you know? Have you heard this? Pink Panther.
Yeah.
Just to check his Franco-American dictionary.
Zimmer.
Well, that's German.
That is what I have been saying, you idiot. Ring.
You would hear a lot of, maybe retirees nowadays saying, that's not my dog, or does your dog bat? So he might say like, bum, or like, room.
French accent, you can hear, first thing that...
The accent is for sure French, like...
The moustache,
Okay, so that was Pink Panther. There was an old version of it and the new version of it with Steve Martin.
Hamburger.
Oh,
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would. Would.
Does this feel like your classes sometimes with your students?
It also feels like the clip in Friends.
Yeah.
You know, they are
I could have showed them that too. Yeah, you knew that one for sure.
Like.
Yeah, it's almost like that Friends kind of took that back over. Also, it's that little pencil mustache. I'm not sure why.
So my grandpa had a pencil mustache like that too, so I can relate.
Honestly, hamburger is a hard word for French to say. So that's like the word squirrel and hamburger, that's like up there with...
It's one of those words with 2 R's.
Do you know what Monty Python is? Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Can we come up now, look?
I've seen them.
17 years ago.
It's
Well, what are you then?
it's King Arthur, and they're trying to break into the castle.
Outrageous accent, you silly king! What are you doing in England? Mind your own business!
Sometimes when I think of the French are rude, sometimes I think it's just like, I think you might just see Monty Python. So that's an old generation. Then of course, when I was a kid, Beauty and the Beast came out. This is one that I'm assuming you've seen.
Yes.
Mademoiselle, it is with deepest pride and greatest pleasure that we welcome you tonight.
So we started by being insulting and rude, and then we became romantic over time.
I mean, it's one of the various cliches, right? That the French are romantic.
It really goes against each other.
Guest, be our guest, put our service to the test.
Now, when they did a live remake of this with Ewan McGregor, who's married to a Frenchie, he said, "Oh, I know how to do a real French accent." They said, "We don't want the real French accent. We want like the Lumière, and then this, I don't think you'll catch this reference, but if you went to college, when I went to college in America, Fly to the Conchords was super popular.
Je vais trouver un croissant, juste enchanté.
We need to remake that.
Yeah, for real.
You could do a remake of that. I could see that for sure.
Gérard Depardieu. Baguette.
My mom makes this laughing noise all the time.
Yeah.
That is it? Does it? Wait.
I don't think it's from this, but
So the comes from that?
I don't think so. I think it predates this.
Okay, cool.
But I'd say for a long time now, we think the French laugh, kind of like Lumière from Beauty and the Beast. This is France. Like,
It's because we have the in like every time we speak. I think that's what they call like.
maybe. I think you're giving them a lot of credit. They're also just making fun of you.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fine.
and then the oldest version of it, which probably the least accurate version of the French accent, is Pepe Le Pew from. Is this Looney Tunes? What is this?
Une petite femme skunk.
So this is feeding into that French as romantic.
Take again.
French as a lover.
Oh, but pardonnez-moi. But permit me to...
Pardonnez-moi. Like that's not really French.
Your lover!
I think lover was the closest he came to actually sounding French.
It is.
So you've had Pepe Le Pew, Inspector Clouseau, Lumière from Beauty and the Beast, Fudu Fafa. Did any of these insult you first and foremost?
No, none of them did. I would say the one that's the closest to the French image that I had, that I think of, is probably the first one.
Okay.
The accent is probably the one that's closer to what we say, and the attitude as well is probably the closer to the French attitude, I would say.
Yeah.
All of them had a heavy R.
Yeah.
That's like the first
That's the easy thing to do, yeah.
Even the laugh, the reason why it's so French stereotype is because of the whole R. So I do agree we have an aggressive R, but at the same time, it's the reason why people like to make fun of this is because it's one of the hardest thing to learn. Make this actually the hardest thing to teach also, how to make a French R, because it's not that easy.
It's the thing that stands out the most as like the hardest thing for me as an American to overcome when I moved to France.
Yeah.
Right.
When I saw the word quincaillerie on a shop
say it
front.
perfectly.
Thank you. I love it in my French. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. It's like Quinn, quiet, Kyle, like.
And you don't even use it that much.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm constantly in the quincaillerie. Don't put me in a box. Because if I'm in a box, I'll get the hammer and the nail that I bought at the quincaillerie, and I'll get myself a crowbar out of the quincaillerie, and I'll.
Yeah, that's fair. I've never stepped in one.
I got good at French. I lived in La Réunion in 2011, 2012, and there was a quincaillerie down the road. So
Okay, cool.
That's where I.
So you're a quincaillerie lover. Well, good.
Yeah, big into quincailleries. Yeah, so that was always a tricky one. And then I wouldn't even say the word to undertake, entreprendre, because there's 4 hard R's in there. And I was just like, maybe 3. And I would just be piégé every time by them. And so I would just avoid R's.
But now you say it perfectly, so once again.
Yeah, there's an R in the town that I currently live in, and I don't like that. I should have moved to Toulouse, because I can pronounce that.
Yes.
Toulouse.
What's your town then?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to say it for the camera. I like to have a certain amount of anonymity. I don't think people always like immigration lawyers online.
R-O-U-E-N. That's R-O-U-E-N.
Let me just take my time spelling, because I can do everything but spell and say numbers fastly. R-O-U-E-N. Rouen.
Perfect.
Yeah, Rouen, Caen, yeah, Reims. I can do some of it.
There you go.
But I think more than a lot of Americans have seriously taken the French pronunciation correctly. So like I would do it with the pencil in the mouth and I'd go
That's what you taught last week.
I did, but that was not even me. It was one of our students that was like, well, I think I can do that with my pencil in the mouth. And we're like, yeah, that does actually work pretty well.
I don't know if you would ever need a guest appearance because you already have enough French speakers on your school. But I did I studied French diction in college. I studied musical performance and singing. And so then I had to take a class, how do you pronounce French? And so I'd like to think that I got good at it, and I've got some astuce. Basically, there's an international phonetic alphabet where you can there's a way, the closed E of I don't know, défense. And then a more open E of la bête.
Okay.
And so it's not the same E.
No,
and so there's a universal reference in the international phonetic alphabet where you'd say, okay, well that's an E, and that's an E, and then you take that, like the E, and you round your lips, and that gives you the roundness of fleur. You take the E, round lips, fleur. Or you take the closeness, E, and round lips, and it makes the sound you might say for les œufs. It's like, because if you can start to construct where you're putting your mouth, then you can get it.
Exactly.
I think every American needs to get better pronunciation. I've never met an American other than musicians that have mastered French pronunciation.
Did we meet? I mean, you've mastered.
I've met thousands of Americans.
Judy Foster, that has a really good French.
Yeah, true.
Bradley Cooper.
He does. Judy Foster, because she studied here when she was younger. And Bradley Cooper, I think he did a study abroad when he was in college.
But those are actors, so I guess they're really good with accents, right?
Maybe. I've had a couple acting clients. They're not always stellar with French pronunciation, so nothing against them.
I mean, people are so afraid of mastering this French accent and being able to not be recognized as an American. And recently I've seen a video of someone who's like, POV, you're visiting Paris and you want to hide the fact that you're American, so you say you're from Canada.
Yeah, okay.
Because of the entire thing. The entire accent thing.
You don't have to.
I think it's the biggest stereotype about the whole, you're an American. Yes, it happens, but it also happens in every country you go to. If you're being recognized as an American isn't a negative thing. And I think that we need to get rid of that stereotype. Even if you have an American accent, you say Strasbourg instead of Strasbourg.
Yeah.
The point goes across, you tried, and then we can't respect this. If the person doesn't respect that, then makes fun of your accent in any languages in any countries, they have a problem. You're
usually the people that make fun of you are the ones that don't even know it.
Yeah, they don't even speak one language. So.
Yeah. I mean, I take it personally because I've been working at my French accent for a while. But when I was at the hospital when my wife was giving birth, multiple times the nurses kept on commenting that I had an accent. At one point, she was like, "Oh, je m'attendais pas du tout de ça." Like the fact that I had an accent, I think she thought I was just a white Frenchie, and then all of a sudden I wasn't. And it's other fine. I'm sure that you feel that on the U.S. side. But I think America's better at this in terms of accepting people with accents because we've got more of a culture of it.
Yeah, so it depends where you are in the U.S. Some people have more accents than others.
Oh, in Ohio, they've never heard an accent before.
It really depends, but it's about getting your point across.
Right.
And if you're not happy with how the other person is saying it, I think it's your problem.
Right.
Because this should not be a problem or an issue as long as you understand each other.
Well, I think it boils back to, like, America. I see America as a country where we know of ourselves as a nation of immigrants. That we've always had people coming our way, whether it's like Mexicans or Cubans or anywhere,
British people,
everywhere. Yeah. And on the French, I don't think that French think of themselves in the same way. I think the French think of themselves as like a pays des Gaulois, like our ancêtres, nos ancêtres les Gaulois, and like that. The fact that we've got immigration. There's a great museum in the 12th, the Musée de l'Histoire de l'Immigration, and it really just starts in the 1880s, where you finally get Belgians, Italians, Spaniards moving here to France.
And North Africa as well.
Right, and then that came especially in the 1940s to 1970s, the Trente Glorieuses. And so, like, it still kind of feels generation to generation a lot newer here in France. So I think France hasn't wrapped its head around
Probably, but the newer generation probably does.
Yeah,
it feels
for
like
sure.
Our friends and everyone is always happy to have people from other countries. Every time we bring our American friends over, they're super happy. So maybe there's a cultural shift towards that and like the welcomeness of Americans into France, I hope.
Do you think so? I mean,
I think so. Yeah.
Do you see that in like French politics? Like, because I would almost want to ask the...
To be honest, I don't follow politics as much.
Yeah,
to be able
you're
to
the wrong guy.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be able to answer, but
That's okay.
I feel like from the people that I know, they're happy to see
That's a good way of saying
people
it.
from the US.
Yeah, we consume
from anywhere
more
else.
American stuff than any other past generation in France. Who doesn't have a Netflix account?
Yeah.
You know, who doesn't own a pair of Levi's jeans? You know, it's like
Listening to American music.
exactly. So it's like if you're spitting on things that you consume every day. Like,
That's true.
it's kind of weird.
Now-
I think people kind of get it now.
Now, like, so like as a similarity, Arnold Schwarzenegger was born in Austria, and he felt like he had to make it, and by making it, he had to move to America. Whereas maybe he could have stayed in Austria. Did you feel like in order to make it, you had to move to America, or could you have made it, quote unquote, in France?
I feel it like it's extremely different for what we're doing right now. I feel like the US is the better place for us.
Yeah.
If we would have done something else, maybe France would have been. But we're so into the culture now in the US that I feel like we have more opportunities there than we would have had here. The country is bigger, there's more things to see, there's more things to go, there's more opportunities in jobs, there's more opportunities in careers, there's more people to talk to. So obviously there's more routes to take.
Yeah.
But in France, we already know the people, so maybe that would have been a bit different and we would have gone to another route. So it really depends on which route we wanted to end up. But I feel like for the career that we're doing right now, the US has more opportunities and more acceptance towards like content creation than in France.
Do you agree?
What do you think?
You're like pondering like a French man pondering.
No, I agree. I mean, it depends on what you do in life. You know, we create content and talk about cultural differences between the United States and France. So for us, it makes sense to be in between. We live there because mainly of our girlfriends. If we didn't have them, I don't know where I would be if I was going to be back in France.
Dubai or...
No.
Okay, not
No. The day I moved to Dubai, I think my family stopped sucking at me. It's like it's the whole big thing about not paying taxes, right? This whole thing. I have very traditional parents when it comes to respecting paying taxes because obviously we have such a good healthcare, we have good public transport, we have free schools, and I think that people tend to forget that all these things that we have in this country are thanks to paying high taxes. And well, of course, I'm not the happiest guy when I have to pay my taxes, right? However, I understand that this money goes to people that mostly need it. And it's a philosophy. Some people don't believe in it. Some people do. And it's what's dividing America at the moment, you know, being between Republican and Democrats. The entire thing that also is dividing France and a lot of countries these days. So, you know, I still think you can be on one side and still respect the others. But yeah.
I think that's what's happening here with France. I mean, it wasn't this year, but it was the year prior with regards to the question of the age of retirement, going from 62 to 64.
It's been every year.
And it's back on the table now because Elizabeth Bourne said maybe it's part of the negotiation to make sure that we still have a government in France. It's part of this social contract. It's like, okay, maybe the salaries aren't that high. Maybe our taxes are high, but we do have a high quality of life. We do have, you know, healthcare is a human right. We do have long vacations. Plus, if you're Catholic, you get extra days of holidays. It's not unreasonable to have 7 weeks of holidays if you're Catholic and you've already had the 5 weeks. And let me go to retire at an early age. And like that was kind of the part of the package. And then for that to shift is a huge dramatic shift for the French because they don't. It's a mental shift. It's like I didn't think I signed up for this when I started working.
I mean, we recently wrote a book with Penguin Random House about like, you know, how to live like the French, being based in the US or being based in any other countries. And I think that there are many things that we do as French people that give us some peace of mind, or at least that little l'art de vivre, right? And I think that living in community and accepting each other's different, or at least understanding that everything you do isn't just about you or for yourself, is something that's going to help you over time, indirectly, no matter if you're rich or not rich. Always thinking that there's others around you and you're not the center of the world or the center of the attention. I think that French people, we kind of still master this. Still these days, I still see like, you know what I mean? It's still but we need to keep this and maintain this, because that's what makes this country beautiful, and that's what's attractive to other people as well. So hopefully we get to still have this camaraderie. Makes sense. And liberté, égalité, and fraternité, that was right there. So
I'm a law firm. I have to have égalité, fraternité on the wall.
I do like that.
That's good. Great model. Well, that's actually a good segue. Let's test how French you actually are, okay?
Let's go.
Okay. Wow. I have to close Pepe Le Pew this time. I'm sorry about that. That's not as French. So, all right, let's make it. So I had hinted that you wouldn't qualify for citizenship in your current iteration of you. They've gotten stricter about the center of your economic interests. You have to have the center of your economic interests be based in France. So the fact that you are currently working on the U.S. side, that would be the reason that Bruno Retailleau and the French immigration authorities would stop you from becoming French.
Okay.
So this is actually a good question for Tom. So you can answer this, okay? Qui est le Premier ministre actuel?
Oh là là. C'est toujours le même. It's still the same. He came back. Le Courbe?
Yes.
Le Courbe? Oui, no?
Yeah, Le Courbe. That's his name, no.
No?
No, it's close to that.
It's very close.
Try an alternative.
If I was not wearing any clothes, my name would be? My body is naked.
Ouais.
How do you say that in French?
Le corps nu.
Yeah.
Seb.
So it was a question for me. I'm not.
Political question.
You might even ask, veuillez nommer une ministre femme en ce moment. So then but that means requires that we have to know the ministres that are currently on cours, and that's always changing.
So I have no idea.
That's it.
Would you like to name a woman prime minister?
No, just a minister.
Oh, let's use that question. Est-ce que vous pouvez nommer une des deux premières ministres femmes dans l'histoire de la France?
Wow. Damn. No way.
Well, one was
there's one that was from Macron.
Yeah, there's one that's from 2 years ago.
Elisabeth, I think her name was. Elisabeth.
Le Cornu.
No.
She's the wife.
No.
No.
Okay, I was like, what?
I picture her as well.
Elisabeth
Et l'autre, elle a régné pendant genre 32 jours dans les années 80.
Ah bah non, là c'est pas
Edith Cresson.
Ok.
Crécy Nathan
Cresson.
Cresson.
Bon.
Cresson, démission.
We had one at least. I had one.
You had one?
Yeah, bravo. Honestly, you're not doing half bad.
It's really good.
Not doing half good. That was asked one time. It was a trap question to say, like, can you name this one random prime minister from 30 years ago? At the time, it was the only female prime minister that had ever reigned, so it was kind of a fair question.
You're going to expose us with your quiz.
I think so. They regularly ask this question. Donc, on a liberté, égalité, fraternité. Si on devrait ajouter une quatrième valeur, ce serait quoi?
Laïcité.
That's the right answer. And there is a right answer. So bravo.
That's good. Laïcité. Yeah, that's a big part of France.
What is laïcité?
It's basically the fact that there is no relation between the government and the church or any religion, and everyone is free to exercise whatever they want.
That's a great answer, honestly. I like
Good
that.
answer.
I usually say it's like a microcosme of liberté, égalité, fraternité. La liberté de croire ou de ne pas croire, l'égalité des religions devant l'État, et fraternité, c'est un peu le vivre ensemble des religions.
Exactement. Non, j'aime beaucoup.
C'est beau.
Yeah,
Thank you. I mean, I think about these questions a lot.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's my métier. This is what I do in life. All right, so let's do less current events and less politics. But history and culture. Qui a écrit la Marseillaise?
Ah, je le savais ça. On l'a vu en classe.
I hadn't left France yet for this one.
It's a group of people, right?
C'était des révolutions.
No, mais il y a une personne qui a écrit.
Qui l'a écrit?
Yeah. You can sometimes see it on street names.
It's got to start with Jean something.
It might be Jean as his real name. Can I ask the team over there?
Is it? No?
Roger de Lille, bravo.
Putain, mais c'est connu en plus. Roger de Lille. Voilà.
We're getting exposed.
We can look at maybe while you say it. Yeah, we're going to do that.
Okay, let's...
Roger Delisle, va.
We're not getting the French
No,
passport.
and
Do you think our friends would know?
Huh?
Do you think our friends would know? If they're our French friends?
That could be a future video for you.
Yeah,
Testing your own friends how
honestly,
French they are.
yeah, that's a great video.
Ça a changé depuis que vous étiez à l'école. Entre quels âges doit-on aller à l'école? Obligatoire.
Obligatoirement
Ouais.
3 jusqu'à 15.
Jusqu'à 10.
Non.
Ah oui, non, au lycée, c'est pas obligé.
3, 15 ou 14
16.
16.
You don't have to finish high school.
But it used to be like à partir de 6 ans.
3 à 16.
I don't know if you're knowledgeable about philosophe and écrivain, but you do both have masters, so let's not undersell you.
In the US,
Est-ce que vous pouvez énumérer des philosophes français connus?
Combien
1, 2, 3.
Voltaire.
Rousseau.
Super. Yeah.
Voilà.
Super.
Aussi is a good one.
Camus.
Camus, Dumas.
This is great. No, I've actually never done this with the Frenchies before. So this is an interesting twist on it, because like you can kind of see your schooling is coming out, because French is good at schooling in philosophie, and America we don't teach philosophy.
These men have traumatized us in school, so we know who they are.
We remember them all.
L'étranger is one book I will always. Oh, no, wow.
They made it into a film this year. Have you seen that?
No.
They come out. L'étranger. Yeah, I'm not sure if they needed to. Est-ce que vous pouvez citer des poètes français?
Jean de La
Jean de La Fontaine, de classe.
Okay, yeah.
What else?
Let's find it.
Je sais que Victor Hugo.
Victor Hugo,
il a écrit des poèmes.
J'imagine qu'il a écrit des poèmes. Ouais, voilà. Okay, great.
So there's one that. I mean, unless it's just one. You know?
Yeah, no, we'll stop there. Dernière question. No, I want to ask you 2 more, okay? Tac.
Get us some easy one, please.
Quelle est la différence entre une région et un département?
Une région, c'est une agglomération de départements.
Ouais.
Et le département, c'est une agglomération de villes.
That was so well said.
I was going to say, pas mal, hein?
Honestly, you guys should be saving that, because our YouTube videos are just expressly like the 100 questions they might ask us for naturalization. So that was a brilliant answer. Okay, so oftentimes when they do the naturalization test, they ask like to name 3, like 3 rivers, 3 departments, 3 presidents. But this is the final test, and I think you could do it.
Yeah,
Veuillez énumérer tous les présidents de la 5e République.
Ok.
Et c'est pas aussi difficile que
You
vous
start
croyez.
with Mitterrand.
Let's start in, okay, sure, Mitterrand.
Oh, it was going to be easy to bully like this, but okay.
Mitterrand, Chirac,
Okay.
Sarkozy,
Hollande, Macron.
Macron, and we're missing one.
You're missing
Are we missing?
more than one.
Yeah, 5e République, it's a long time, so I'm sure we're missing some.
All of my colleagues are there smirking.
Back
like
to
mad
it.
because they freaking know the answers. Who started?
Charles de Gaulle.
Merci.
Oh my God.
Ok, on commence avec Charles de Gaulle. 1958.
Richard. Non.
Richard III.
Non. Giscard d'Estaing.
Giscard d'Estaing.
Giscard d'Estaing, merci.
En plus, il y a Valérie, donc on puisse. Ouais.
And there's only one that you're missing now, and he's got a centre.
Pompidou.
Bingo.
Voilà.
Voici
How
les
did
8.
it take us so long?
Non, it wasn't that bad.
Félicite, je vous donne la citoyenneté française. You are French.
C'est gentil.
Félicitations. Thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.